immediately because prior to this, and I've had very personal relationship with at least two of them, very closely with two of them, and then somehow with a third. I was with the Honorable Dr. Omani Boama, whom I call Senior Boama, the day before at the African Health Sovereignty Summit. That was when we spoke for the last time, and we discussed a few things, and I told him I'll go to constituency and come. And he also said he was going to do some travels over the period, and that we can meet up when I get back.
You both return, right?
And so it's such a tragic loss.
So unfinished business is gone.
Definitely. The Alaji Limuna, also a very, very, very humble senior public servant, as His Excellency puts it. I think he couldn't have described him better. I have slept in Alaji's home before. I have moved with him in my constituency. He is popularly known for the fact that he led the construction of a dam for us, even while we're in opposition.
Wow.
His Excellency mandated him to try and help, and he mobilized people. He was in the constituency himself, every now and then coming to supervise the work, and became friends with everybody. As you know, he is a Gonja, and a lot of my constituents are Sisala people, and they are playmates. So when he comes, he plays with all our chiefs and all of that. So when the news started coming in, then people were calling, is he the one?
They wanted to be sure.
We wanted to be sure. My paramount chief called, other people called. It was... it's a difficult time for the nation.
So back at home, it's a state of devastation. People are in disarray. They don't know what to think and what to do.
Seriously, so many questions on everybody's mind. You know, why now? Why these people? People who have dedicated their lives to serve the nation and have to pay the ultimate price, you know, in such a painful manner. You know, I mean, as a medic, I sit down and I think, at what point in the whole of this did they finally cease breathing, or did life end? Did it happen before the burning? Did it happen? I don't want to take people through the emotions I'm going through, but it's difficult to imagine that people you have related, people you've worked with, people who are all out to serve this nation
would end up like this.
You know, I mean, so many questions that we can't answer. Maybe one day, when we all get to our maker, just maybe, we may have some answers.
What have we lost as a country? The personalities involved, the expertise, the experience. What have we lost?
So if you look at it, the loss is huge. If you look at the personalities, it spans different age groups.
That's right.
We have very seasoned elderly people, whose counsel, wisdom, we still depend on.
That's right.
Like Dr. Sapon.
That's right.
Like Alaji Limuna. And then we have young military officers in the prime of their life.
That's right.
With several years ahead of them. Imagine the squadron leader.
That's right.
A few ranks to continue to rise. Promising person. The aircraft technician and all those people. Someone like Dr. Omani Boama. When you speak to Dr. Omani Boama, you see one who is passionate about Ghana, who is dedicated to serve his country, and he has humanity. I think if anybody will say anything about Dr. Omani Boama negative to his human relation, then the person doesn't know him. Because this is somebody who thinks about people. He relates with you beyond the normal exchange of greetings and official things. I mean, he's my senior. When I decided that I wanted to run for office, I called him. He was one of the people I called to find out whether I should even try.
Okay.
And at this time of my life,
Right.
it was like, look, if you feel you need to serve the nation in that capacity, give it a try. But know that public service is sacrifice. I remember very well. I mean, he's a serious strategist.
Okay.
You spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes with him, and you have a plan on what you are going to do when it comes to political strategy.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and he would tell you, I remember when I went to him, in fact, my first, at the time when I was trying to contest, a lot of us were trying to go into a primaries.
Right.
And I had wanted to meet His Excellency the President.
Okay.
I made frantic effort through different means and all of that. And then I went to him and I said, Senior, finally I've been given a slot to meet our flag bearer. What do I do when I have that 1 or 2 minutes with him? You know, and he's like, look,
your elevator pitch.
You know, just go straight at it. Tell him 1, 2, 3 and be bold. Ask for his number. Ask for his mentorship. This is what she just told me.
Wow.
Within that short period, he said you will not have more than 3 minutes with him. So just tell him what you want and ask for his number. I mean, who could dare even ask that? I mean, you'll be terrified to even ask Your Excellency, I want your personal number. But he told me this. So that's the kind of person Dr. Mani is. And I remember myself, him, Kojo Nkrumah, were at our former school, that's Pope John. During our speech and prize giving day, he was a guest speaker. And we accompanied him there. He gave a very emotional speech on how he gained access to the school. The fact that his name was taken off, was sent somewhere else, his mother persisted, and someone gave him an artistic drawing of himself. And his mother was there. And to join receiving it and all of that, so the nation has really lost a lot in terms of, if you look at how much more these people could have contributed, and let alone thinking about what it would take us to attempt to fill
the gap,
that vacancy. So when you lose a very senior medical doctor, we would tell you, if you want to replace him, calculate the number of years of medical school, years of specialization, years of experience that you require to be able to get that same kind of person. I dare say that our success in this election, a significant contribution came from his leadership as the director of our elections. You know, and he will be up by 3 a.m. each morning. I struggle to get access to him most of the time, but I get access to him around that time. When you want to get him around 3, 4 a.m., he's up. You can send him a message, you can call him on WhatsApp, he'll call you back. So the nation has really lost a lot. That I can say. It's a very difficult time for us, and perhaps even more difficult for their families. If you look at Doc, his wife, kids, I'm imagining what is going through their mind at this time.
You were a first-time member of Parliament. One of the very vocal voices in Parliament was Comrade Murtala Mohammed. He doesn't appreciate being called honorable. What have we lost? Look at parliamentary debate and the things in Parliament. What can you share?
So when I joined our party's communication team, he was one of the people I looked up to. I had the privilege of sharing the same platform with him, I think during the budget, when we read our first budget. It was on TV3 that interviewed both myself and him.
That's right.
And as I was speaking, whenever he had opportunity to make his submissions, I learned a lot from it. So my next submissions are basically pick up from where he left off. On the floor of Parliament, he debates eloquently, extempore. He's not reading, but he has all his facts. And he's one person very brave and bold. He says it as it is, but with decorum. You will not find him insulting, directly castigating people, but he will present his facts. You know, I enjoyed his debate when on the Islamic holiday.
Okay.
When we're passing the Holidays Act.
Right.
Yes, Holidays and Commemorative Act.
Right.
Colleagues on the other side tried to spin it, and he gave a very eloquent submission on it. And if you follow some of his media reportage and all of that, you see that this is somebody who was out to serve his nation. And in Parliament, I dare tell you, a lot of backbenchers will look up to him. He has smiles all the time.
That's right.
You go up to him, you greet him, he's willing to welcome you, he will talk to you. And very few people have done what he has done, like serving as member of Parliament for 2 different constituencies.
That's right. That's Nantong.
Yes, and Tamale Central. You know, and he, like Omani Boama, like some of our ministers, like Felix, like the health minister, many of these people, you see, they have been groomed into the politics. They started as student politicians.
That's right.
Did very well in the first tenure. The previous NDC administration, they were given positions as deputies. They learned at the various ministries. He served as deputy in about 3 different ministries.
That's right. Information, environment, and
then employment as well, for a short period.
That's right.
Learning all from there, and now having the opportunity to be a substantive minister. So you can imagine what he was poised to deliver. I am on the subsidiary legislation committee, and we considered a lot of legislative instruments from his ministry, and you will see that it's one of the efficient ministers. I mean, on the committee, we complain that a lot of ministries have their acts passed, but they don't bring the legislative instruments that's supposed to actualize the acts.
Make people enforce the law.
Exactly. But in this very session, we passed several acts on EPA, environmental legislative instrument, a lot of them that he pushed through, and he himself will come and talk to us, explain the rationale. Where he's not available, he sends the technical men, and he's around to defend it. So you see that it's painful, very, 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 very painful, that he will pay the ultimate price trying to defend the environment. It is painful. It is very painful. I'm not sure exactly what we can leave as a legacy for him, but the nation must think and rise up.
How do we pick up from here? We are on our backs now. Clearly, yesterday, His Excellency the President admonished us and advised us, encouraged all of us to pick up. But how do we do it?
It's a very difficult time, and in fact, a few colleagues who call me and say, you are a doctor, I'm sure you are perhaps able to handle this better. And I told them, no, it's not that easy, even on me as a medical doctor. I have been with people at the point of death severally. I've had to counsel people very difficult times that, look, we are going to lose this patient, unfortunately, and all of that. But this has come to me in a very different dimension. What I would say as a people is that, to Ghana, to the nation, is that painful as this loss is, to pick up the pieces, first, we must remember that these are very distinguished gentlemen who served the nation. For those who are people of faith, we should know that as they have served their maker very well, and the maker has decided to call them, in the life after this place, they would find a good place, because they were not up to something bad. They were not up to something evil. They were just going in the service of this nation. It is my prayer that God will have mercy on their souls and receive them into his bosom. So that should comfort us. The second thing is that, what have they lived for? If we can extol those virtues, those values as a nation, then we can begin to make progress. If we can let these devastating laws inspire us that we are going to make a difference in the area of the environment, which is what these gentlemen, gallant soldiers of ours, paid the ultimate price for, I think again that should comfort us. But in the immediate time, let's solidarize in grief. Let's come together as comrades, as fellow countrymen. Let's feel the pain. And what we can also do to help us quickly move on is to be sensitive to the feeling of people, to the emotions of people. So people who are sharing images that they should not share should desist. People who are passing comments that they should not pass should desist. Let's follow the admonition of His Excellency the President that this is not time for politics. This is not time for divisiveness. This is not time for a blame game. This is not time for conspiracy theories. It's a time for us to unite, stand with these families, let them know we share in their pain. They were close to them, but also close to us.
Right.
They know these people better than we have known them, but we share in their pain and leave something as a memoir to this to their families. If we can do that, I think we can come up together as a nation, go through this grief, and then we'll be fine. People should be allowed to cry. It is allowed. It's part of the grieving process. People are allowed to be in a state of denial. For myself, until I walked up to the Jubilee House to see their images there, backdrop, and then lay some flowers, I was still believing that it's not true. So it's allowed to be in a state of denial. It's allowed for people to cry, let out the emotions, cry.
On 3FM, the best in the
What
morning.
is not allowed is to be insensitive at this moment. Nobody wishes death for even your enemy. Death is so final. And some of the things we know in the health space is so final that anything that can be done to prevent it must be done. And when it has occurred, the vacuum is irreplaceable. And so let's be a bit sensitive. I would just appeal no sharing of images from that place, no unsavory commentary, nothing of the sort. If you have nothing to say, shut up. And let those who are grieving grieve. If you have something positive to say to encourage someone, go ahead. When we hear the individual lives of these people, someone with a baby of a month, or is it 2 months
2 months old baby,
someone who got wedded not too long ago, someone kids are out of the country, an only mother, a child of a mother. When we hear these stories, it tells you that these are real human beings, and there are people grieving, maybe more than we are doing. So please, let's be sensitive, and if you are able to master the courage to utter a word, call a friend and console a friend, cry together on the phone, and we move on as a nation. Gradually, we will get there. I am very sure we will get out of this, but some lessons must follow us. And I'm hoping that when all the investigations are done and we know what has led to this, and we are very sure that we are preventing another of such a disaster from happening, when we have travel policies that prevent this from happening, when we have been able to tame and control the environment as a memory to these people, I think our nation can look back and be proud.
Thank you. Prof. Titus Bayo is Member of Parliament for Galamsey constituency, and we will have to excuse him so that he can join his colleagues. Prof, we're grateful as always for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much indeed. Let's go back to Parliament and then reminisce on the vetting of Comrade Murtala Mohammed. It's now late. The word late doesn't feel well in my mouth, but it happened. Listen.
Comrade Murtala, congratulations. And you did not run away from Nanton for nothing. You came to Tamale and you are now a king there. Once again, congratulations. Honorable, I'm coming home. We know the ministry you are going plays a pivotal role in economic development in this country. I know your capabilities, but I want to find out from you, what are the main environmental issues confronting this country? Can you list some of these?
You look,
evening of reflection and memorial
is one
in honor of our departed colleagues.
The environment is destroyed. And I must also add that, Mr. Chairman, the responsibility of protecting and ensuring that we sustain the environment is a religious one. Maybe unknown to many people. If you read Genesis 2:15, there is ample statement that demonstrates that we must all do everything possible to protect the environment. And if you come and read the Quran chapter 2, verse 30 in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah himself admonished us. There are hadiths, and when I say hadiths, these were the sayings and the practices of the whole prophet, where he insisted that even in war, do not cut down trees. So there is some reasons why everybody, and I believe that in African traditional religions, they tell you that when the last tree is cut, the last man dies. If you read other religious groupings, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, Buddhism, you see that they all have aspects of the need to protect the environment. So if you ask me, I think that is one major challenge, and it encapsulates a lot of things, because they cut down trees, they destroy water bodies, they destroy livelihood, they destroy the habitat that lives in them. So if I say Galamsey, I think that it encapsulates a lot of aspects of the examples that I may be given as one of the things that affects our environment. Thank you.
Chairman, a follow-up. I'm happy you mentioned about cutting down trees. Can you tell us the percentage of forest cover about 50 years ago in Ghana?
Mr. Chairman, I will not be able to. What I can say is that I know that the World Bank financed a project undertaken by EP and the ministry to determine the destruction of water bodies and the forests.
So, Mr. Speaker, it is very clear, the least said about patriotism, the better. And now my brother is telling us that, you see, we are patriot, and that is why we are supporting. That is why we have never been against any of such intervention. As a matter of fact, you have staged more work out in this parliament than your total number in parliament. You have staged more work out in this parliament than the total number of your representation. Patriotic citizens do not walk out. Conclude. They argue with reason.
in Parliament that we could count on to speak the truth and to be honest and straightforward. He was one of them. Not only was he God, this is really very difficult. You know, in our politics, integrity is a very rare commodity. But this young man had it all. He loved this country. He loved the NDC as a political tradition. He spoke true to power. And that is what we need. And Ghana has not only lost a rare commodity in our politics, in the person of the Honorable Mutala, but someone who is also, at the same time,
the best in the morning,
very patriotic. And for me, it was his commitment to do the right thing that stands out very clearly for me. I'm very sure that he has left, even in this short political career, the Honorable Murtala Mohammed has left an indelible mark in my culture. A man is not supposed to cry, but this is too much.
And that was the Honorable Attorney General eulogizing late comrade Murtala Mohammed. Said in his culture, a man does not cry. Same in my culture. I'm sure the last few hours we have all been weeping. Said a man who speaks truth to power. I have one seated right in front of me. His name is Solomon Owusu. So the movement for change. He's a senior communicator. Solo, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Johnny, and then good morning to your cherished listeners and viewers across the world.
And deepest condolences to all of us.
I mean, it's too heavy. It's too heavy on us. Since Wednesday, it's been difficult to sit behind the microphone to even do politics because some of them, or one of them, was so close to me. Right. And we have sat on a number of platforms.
Right.
So anytime I go behind the microphone, it's like he's seated right by me, and we are doing our banter.
Right.
And this year has also been so terrible in terms of the political space.
That's right.
People that I was going on set with, you can talk of Ambassador Sampiali.
That's right.
We were always on Pan-Africa doing programs.
There's
Adekoka, a week before his demise, we had gone to Original TV to do a program. After that, we had about 1 hour chat where we discussed various issues, beyond politics.
That's right.
So he shared a lot of experiences just to encourage me.
Right.
As for Murtala, on the 28th of June, we had done Alaji on Pan-Africa.
Right.
After the program. We discussed a lot of things. A lot of things. His experience, because I had taken issues with him.
Okay.
That in opposition. He and I campaigned rigorously that the LI 2462 had to be revoked. He agreed. So on set, I raised the matter. And after the program, he saw the need to further engage me as to why it has not been revoked.
Right.
And he was not happy. That's the truth of the matter.
That you had raised it on?
No, he was not happy that the
law had not been revoked.
And he was so mad at all those political financiers and so on and so forth who were engineering things.
Right.
So I told him that, look, I know you. He's one of the honest politicians that you could have on that. In fact, it was on that day that he exposed to me, and I will say this to his great memories, that when he assumed the position of a minister at the Environment Ministry, one day a gentleman that he was very close to him, an NDC member, came to him with a sack of money, $500,000.
Yeah.
That someone had given that money to him to be given to Murtala. So he said, but what good have I done that person for the person to give you $500,000? He said the person is a businessman. Where does the person work? So the person does business with CSIR, Center for Scientific Industry. Apparently, that person had bought most of the lands of CSIR.
So this was to make him shut up.
Absolutely. So then he said no. He was content with whatever he had. He wasn't interested. And the guy must go back and give the money to the one that sent him.
Right.
But he said when he said that to the guy, when the guy was going out, he quickly asked the secretary to call the guy back, because in his view, he wasn't sure the guy would send the money back to the person.
Right.
And the person would assume that he
has received the money.
So he said yes, he wouldn't take the money. So he told the guy that, look, though I'm not ready to take the money, I rather want to meet the person and then find out how best I can help him, rather than taking the money. So the next day, the guy should bring the person that gave him the money so that they will sit down and discuss the matter. The next day, the guy brought the guy. He's a young man. And then he told the guy, look, the reason why I brought you here was to let you understand that you gave him $500,000. I did not take the money. I asked him to bring your money back to you, and that I have not taken your money.
Sunrise on 3FM.
Because of that, he calls for a thorough audit of the CSIR, and one of his wishes was that lands that have been illegally sold by people at CSIR will be retrieved for the state. So he commissioned PricewaterhouseCoopers to do that job, and in fact he wanted me to be a consultant to be following. He said when he gave PricewaterhouseCoopers that job, he also told them that he had done his own assessment of the situation and knows that there is something fishy. So they must not go and write anything to whitewash
the situation. As it was.
That was the last time, 28th of June 2025, that we had that discussion. And that day, the former MP for this Temasantra MPP or so, he was on set. He wanted to even make him a consultant to his ministry, because apparently when he was in Parliament, he had been a ranking member, a member of the Environment Committee. He had so much knowledge. So Mutala wanted to tap into that experience for him to better his ministry. So that was a kind of human being that we were dealing. So it's unfortunate, so much unfortunate, to the extent that only last Wednesday on TV3, I was on set.
That's right.
The last text message read for the day
was from him.
I
spoke with him on Tuesday, just this Tuesday.
Wow.
Just this Tuesday. In fact, he wanted me to, I hosted the first tree planting exercise in Kwabinya. He wanted me to be part of this second one. But I told him that I had other engagements. Only just this Tuesday.
It's too sad. It's so honest a person. So if you are hit with Omane Buama, for instance, I was very instrumental in me becoming NUC's president. But I campaigned for him. Because he had been presented
against John Kuma.
Against John Kuma. He had been presented as an MPP person. No, he didn't contest John Kuma.
John Kuma was before him.
Well, yes. So when they brought him as an MPP person, his family member was in the same hall with me on KUS campus. We marshaled all forces. God, that election took place on KUS campus to make sure that he won the elections. And when you lose such personalities, Dr. Sapon, a very fine, somebody that would engage you. He would engage you constructively. Alhaji Muniru, so down to earth that he always wants to share ideas with you. What about the army officials? Johnny knows how long it takes to train a pilot.
That's right.
These years of going through training, fulfilling their life ambitions. They are not moving from Accra to a different country within Ghana. Some 45-50 minutes to Obuasi. And such a horrible thing happened. Nobody is happy and nobody can be happy.
The best in the morning
in such times, all that we can say is that
Sunrise
their souls rest in perfect peace. We can't say much about it.
Investigations have been commissioned by the president.
Yes.
To get into this matter.
Yes.
Do you get a sense it will go anywhere?
I don't get a sense, but at least for the first time, we must turn around some of these things, because this is not the first time we are having, to the extent that we have Aircraft Accident Act in Ghana, which was passed in 2020.
That's right.
Act 1028.
That's right.
Because the nation anticipated that we may be having some of these challenges. What has that? Yeah, and they are supposed to have a bureau to be regulating air traffic, and we must not limit this whole investigations into this act alone. I have heard a number of passengers, commercial passengers, who always go move from Accra, Tamale, Accra, Kumasi, complain of their ordeal. We have not paid attention to it. We are waiting for such an act to happen, then we all come back, wear black, and come and cry. I believe that, this was 8 people, though they are very important, but every life matters. Can you imagine this if this had happened to a commercial flight within Ghana? The number of people would have perished. So we must extend it to there and see. We are waiting for investigation, but it could be one of the 3. Either technical fault, either a human error, or bad weather. These 3 could contribute. But then we must not wait for the next one to happen. Look at the number of people that are perishing on our roads.
That's right.
What have we done to avert the calamities? January to July, we are talking about 1,500 people who have perished on our roads. Nothing seems to be done about it. I think we are enjoying it.
Our road safety authority is there.
Yeah, and they are drawing salaries from the state. People lobbied for the position. They do practically nothing.
Oh, Solo, are you sure?
Oh, they don't do it. They will go to conferences at Capital View Hotel. I don't know what. Always in hotels. Road accidents are happening on the road. You are sitting in hotels and always chilling.
Solo, but they are strategizing.
They are not strategizing anything. This country is the only country that even when farmers are meeting, they go to a hotel. They are every day we are strategizing and we are where we are. So we have to begin to take things very serious.
Is on 92.
Go into it, find out. This is not unfortunately. And the conspiracy theories that are going, I don't want to go by it. Let us find out what really happened and make recommendations. And those recommendations must be followed through so that we avert clashes. We were just saved by the bell. The president was supposed to be.
That's right.
What would have happened? What would have happened? You understand? So these are some of the issues that we must be taking care of and do. And also, we must prioritize our resource allocations.
Okay.
How is it that a robust helicopter will cost about $22 million, but the country found more than $22 million to go and give it to an architect?
Are you talking about Sir David AJ?
Yes. To design.
Okay. We're building a house for God.
To do what? This house couldn't save the plane. The house of God couldn't save the plane. I can imagine moments that they realized that this calamity was going to befall on them, how people prayed in there. It is not your amount of prayer. People must understand it. Yes, death is inevitable, it's part of our lives. But our actions and inactions could fast track our death on it. And that is why we have been given the power to think. Elsewhere, some of these things serves as a guide for their future progression. They will put in institute measures. Why do we think that now when we are traveling out of this country through our various ports, you have to be searched? Sometimes they want to even remove your trousers because of what Osama bin Laden did.
That's right.
The world took a step in averting future occurrence. In our part of the world, something will happen. On May 9th, when Kotoko has played
at the stadium,
right. That disaster, we didn't learn anything from it too. 2003 or so, the same thing nearly happened at Baba Yara. The same clashes. And you ask yourself, why? Are we interested in only writing reports? We were in this country when Ayawaso West Wogon.
That's right.
Happened. They didn't know occur at Ablekuma. So we are not proactive. We are interested in writing, but I believe that this must be the turning point. We must use this as a turning point to begin to stop the talk all day and actualize our reports.
If you look at the program that they were to attend, for example, it was a Galamsey program.
So your fight. What have you been saying about Galamsey? What have you not said about it? Why must somebody die because of Galamsey? Galamsey is an illegality, for Christ's sake. We are fighting an illegality that is known. We know the culprits. We know those who are behind it. What is so difficult in dealing with them? What is so difficult?
The governments, not this government after government, say they are trying. They are
not
their
trying.
Best. Operation Halt, Operation Galamsey, Blue Water Guard, all those ones.
We even wrote a report, Professor Frimpong Boateng.
Right.
Listed those that were behind. That was the first time I saw an honest report that someone within the government was able to pinpoint his own party members and also those from the other party that these were the people behind Galamsey. We embellished it. But in the previous administration, you had the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources call out the Ashanti Regional Minister that his company was engaged in Galamsey. And Galamsey is an illegality.
The president at the time said...
Oh, he cleared him. That's one. But you know the Alistair Matthias report.
Right.
Alistair had said that every month he was shipping gold $40 to $60 million with the president. Does the president own any gold mine in this country? So where was he getting the gold from? And mind you, nobody must say that it was just what you call it, hearsay or speculation. The guy said he was doing this business with the president. The president threatened. The media has that showed that documentary.
Right.
That if they did not pull it off, they were going to take them on. Has the former president been able to take them off or on? It tells you that there was some truth, or it was a truthful position of the matter. So that is why we are unable to deal with it. Big men, those people you call them opinion leaders, they are behind this business.
So I'm sure you've heard the commentaries that have come from some persons within the political space. For example, Kofi Akpaloo said the accident happened on a cocoa farm because the government was joking with cocoa farmers. That's why. So it's like it serves you right kind of thing. I'm sure you heard that.
But Akpaloo is not. If we were in a serious country, we would have actionalized Article 42 and prevent Akpaloo from.
What does it say?
Article 42 says that the Electoral Commission must be registering people with sound mind. We don't take that provision very serious. If we were going to, as it were, for the benefit of your listeners, Article 42 is here. It says
Sunrise on 3 FM.
Every citizen of Ghana of 18 years of age and above and of sound mind.
That's right.
You see, the framers of the Constitution, they were very mindful. If even voting requires someone with sound mind, how much more someone that wants to lead you as a president? They must go through some level of analysis, mind analysis.
So
Akpaloo had wanted to be your president.
That's right.
And he's telling you that someone died because cocoa prices or the price that was paid for cocoa farmers wasn't right.
Right.
You see, I have said that men are trapped by their worst. The issue to do with the cocoa price, for me, is the government of the day. They are spot on in terms of the price, but because of some commentaries that are happening in the past, that is why. Because if you are saying that today cocoa price must be $6,000, what you are saying is that a bag of cocoa must be $571, and what you are by essentially saying is that a ton of cocoa, which is 16 bucks, must be around now $9,000. The question you ask yourself is cocoa being sold on the international market at $9,000? The answer is an emphatic no.
That's right.
So why do you give something that it is practically not there? And these people, they know, not that Akpaloo doesn't know. He's an accountant. But because of politics, he knows that 31,000 yesterday, the same figure is not the same today.
Right, time value of money.
Time value of money. Now the dollar, only last year the dollar to the cedi was 16 cedis. At the time cocoa was 31,000. So if you divide 31,000 cedis by 16, you are talking about $193.
Right.
Now the same, granted they didn't even increase 83,228. Let's say they maintain the price at 3,100. Now 3,100 today divided by 10.5 that they use, you are talking about $315. So they see the disparity.
2.7.
But because they know that there has been a massive appreciation, they will not use the dollar to do the comparison. They will rather use the cedi. Because if it was in dollar term, it has moved from 31,000 to $3,100 to $5,040. Akpaloo knows this, but you go and do cheap politicking.
So he got it wrong by telling people that because of what the government had done, that's why the people died.
No, he must be banned from even media engagement. Such people, they are. Look, if imagine your son or daughter takes Akpaloo as a mentor, and mind you, people have godfathers in this country. When we are naming children, I'm telling you the number of people who children who might have been named after Akpaloo. They see him as their God.
As Godfather.
Can you imagine they going by his argument and growing with it? What sort of society are we going to have?
What will happen?
The society is going to be bombed. So you ban him or buy him from public engagement. He's not fit for that. Serious matter like this, the whole nation is in pain. Today you are in black, I'm in black. It's not normal. In our cultural settings, we don't wear black by heart.
That's right.
Everyone is crying. Go to the homes of these people. They never expected it. People's dreams have been shattered. I can imagine the number of people who were hoping that they'll be recruited into the army because Omane is there. Their dreams are cut off. The number of people who have been promised by Mutala that he will pay their fees. Their dreams have been shattered. The children of these people who were hoping that their father will be there all these years for them is gone. Come and say something for the world to hear, sensible thing for this world to hear. Akpalu go and say somewhere and say because of cocoa price, cheap politics. That party must be banned. I don't know why it's even in existence.
The LPG.
Oh, LPG? LPG? You see, these are political entrepreneurs. They sit around when elections are coming. They just come into the fray, come and take money, and then go and sit somewhere.
Oh, but that's not a fair comment to make.
Akpalu, if I were the electoral commissioner, his party would never, because I don't think he qualifies. We must go into his forms.
Oh.
How his party became...
You're getting personal.
No, it's not personal. I'm handling him well, because you see, we have allowed a lot of impunity to slide. A lot of impunity. Have you forgotten the last time how he attempted bribing Roman Father? Roman Father was a running mate to Ekwadonko.
Yes, I remember. That's Roman Father's claim.
We saw it. His own secretary came to accuse him. You are MPP by day, LPG by night. And so such people...
I don't understand.
No, he's an offshoot of the MPP. When the electoral commission... I mean, we need to remind Ghanaians. These are some of the things that they do. They get away with it. When the country, majority of Ghanaians were saying that the voter register was not right and that we needed to do some cleansing.
That's right.
We were going... Alan Chamati was contesting as an independent candidate in the last election. So independent candidates are not being given the voter register.
That's right.
So what all that they were saying, we didn't have document to, as it were, authenticated.
Right.
So we were listening to both arguments from MPP and NDC. NDC were raising legitimate concerns that 38 people have been transferred from Tamale Central and Sanarigu to Pusiga. For which reason the ECs claimed that their system was that robust, couldn't be. And that the voter register has been bloated. Akpalu came to tell all of us that, look, per his analysis and going by what the EC said, it has only been bloated by 50,000 human beings. And that he, as an accountant, if you were going to compare 50,000 to the 17 million people who were in the register, it was just 0.0000 something. So it was negligible. We must allow it. Forgetting that in this country, someone has become president with less than 30,000 votes.
That's right.
And indeed, if Akpalu used his own personal money to go and far and really believe that he could be president of the land, and you were being told by a party that, look, the voter register, because the basis of you becoming the president is the voter register.
That's right.
Has been inflated. Will it not make sense for you to even side with them and say that, then let's go and clean it? He said, no, it's okay.
But he's an accountant. He can afford his forms.
Oh, no. It doesn't come cheap like that. How many accounting firms are even doing well in this country? Abalu will go and pay and support this. He agreed with the MPP. Then.
But who bought his forms for him then?
That is another matter. That's why I'm saying that we must go into how they became political parties. How come LPG always sided with a particular political party called the New Patriotic Party? That's what we must be asking about.
See, let's wrap up because you have to go and join Chief to go and to go to the video. So what's the itinerary for today?
So we will be visiting Alhaji Muniru, Dr. Mane Buama,
right,
and then Alhaji Mutala.
Right.
We are going to see the family.
Right.
We'll be led by Mr. Lanchamanti.
Okay.
And then from there, tomorrow we will also go and visit the rest of the crew, the squadron. And
how is he taking it? How is Chief taking it?
No, he's down. He's very down. He believes that these were promising politicians. that this country needed honest politicians. That what we are lacking in this country is that we don't have honest politicians. All the fighting you have been fighting on air is to get people to be doing the right thing. Is that not the case?
That's right.
But many a times they are so dishonest. I don't know whether it's something that comes with politics. The moment they get into positions, all the ideas vanishes into thin air. So Mr. Alantemate believes that at the time that the country has turned into a monocratic dispensation, voices such as the Omanebo Ames, the Mutales could have changed the narrative.
Right.
And now that they are not with us, how are we going to find their replacement? That is his difficulty. And that is why this morning we want to go and commiserate with the family and to assure them that they may not be here, but we will always be around. When they need any help, they can count on us and call on us.
Right.
Yes.
Solomon, I thank you very much indeed for your time. I'm grateful as always. That's Solomon Owusu. He's a senior communicator for the Movement for Change and a political party, or a movement, soon to be a political party in the Republic of Ghana.
Man who is very prayerful, and I don't know as to whether she sensed that such an issue will be happening, because she has not been fine for the past 1 week. She has not been in good condition. So when the issue happened like that, we didn't know what may happen. So we have to invite a number of doctors to be around, and then some specialists for them to come around to take her vitals. And it wasn't that good. The pressure was very high. And so we had to get the doctors to be with her until she was told that this is what has happened. And so after confirming the issue to her, we found out that it wouldn't be advisable to probably keep her home here. As much as she sees people coming in, trooping in, then the issue, keep getting worse. So we decided to keep her a little bit away from home, at a much better and a safer place.
So it's a national tragedy, and we can take consolation in the fact that God has done his work. He chooses when he brings us into this world, and he chooses when he takes us away. I would like to propose that there is a comprehensive parliamentary inquiry into this accident. It's a major accident. Ghana is not the same with the passing of these great men of our country. We can't let it just pass as another accident. So I'm calling on the leadership of Parliament to launch a comprehensive inquiry into this accident so that we can learn lessons from that, so that we can prepare ourselves never to see this again. It's so unfortunate that this has happened at this time. 2 serving cabinet ministers and servicemen who are contributing gallantly to the development of our country would just lose their lives in such an accident.
Is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3 FM. Sunrise on 3 FM, the best in the morning.
If there was anyone in Parliament that we could count on to speak the truth and to be honest and straightforward. He was one of them. Not only was he God, this is really very difficult. You know, in our politics, integrity is a very rare commodity. But this young
Sunrise
man
on 3FM, the best in the
He loved
morning.
this country. He loved the NDC as a political tradition. He spoke true to power. And that is what we need. And Ghana has not only lost a rare commodity in our politics, in the person of the Honorable Mutala, but someone who is also, at the same time, very patriotic. And for me, it was his commitment to do the right thing that stands out very clearly for me. I'm very sure that he has left, even in this short political career, the Honorable Murtala Mohammed has left an indelible mark in my culture. A man is not supposed to cry, but this is too much.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM. Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
And it's 17 minutes after 9 here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Today is day 2 of our National Day of Mourning. Emmanuel Cotton is a security expert and joins us here on the phone line. Cotton, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Johnny, good morning and thank you for having me. Very good morning to my colleague panelists in the studios and our cherished and valued listeners.
Great. Let's begin this conversation from the point of the usage of our military aircraft and the frequency of same. What have you observed over time and what should change?
Johnny, before I begin, let me use your esteemed platform to express my sincere condolences to the bereaved family. Every life matters, and these avoidable deaths is by the actions and inactions of people who pay money to do their work, who went to sleep. That is not to say that I'm apportioning blames, but I'll come to that. I have a special relationship with Dr. Mani Buama. I always call him Kofi. He calls me Kotan and Mutala. Because we're student leaders. When Mani was the NUC's president, I was the International Relations Officer of GNOS. You remember 2004, we unfortunately lost one of our NUC's presidents. And we were delegated to join government delegation to go to Tamale for that funeral. And that was the first time we both flew in a plane. It was a military plane. So only Sunday, I put that fond memory on my Facebook page, and I even captioned it that who can identify these two personalities. I apparently tagged him. He responded. And even on Saturday, you can ask Sulu, we were at Ambassador Yale, Sam Yale's funeral. We met him. And he said, I couldn't. When I became defense minister, I don't know who hasn't come to congratulate me from our student leadership folks. I said, Kofi, I know you are busy. You know when you release press statement, I always speak to it. I'll come. The insurance will come this week. After Mutala took me as a brother. He has always been on my neck to come and join the NDC. He said, how can a fine brain like this be wasted? And he referred me that, look, many of their co-patrons in NDC who are leading the charge of NDC now were from the MPP stock. The more I remain in MPP, the more I'll get lost, and I'm a national asset. Even 2 weeks ago, he asked that I come to his office. And how have we come to this, Johnny? You asked a very good question. You see, in this country, we are not serious at all. I don't know why we have the penchant desire to use helicopters to transport the political class. And it's not something that I have started today, Johnny. It has gone on for a very long time. If they are not using the cutter, they are using the helicopters. And what are we talking about? The suspicion is centered around the weather, is that not, John? And we have phenomenon known as the instrumental meteorological condition, which we refer to as the IMC. So, given the season we are in, everybody knows that helis don't mix with the clouds. And given the fact that we are in this time, Johnny, rainy season, and if you know the terrain of Obuasi very well, the thick forest around that place, when you encounter a condition like this, I'm not saying that is the condition that led to the unfortunate situation we are talking about. You have no way. You see, because to transition between the clouds with heli is very, very difficult. And if you even listen to eyewitness statements and what they say and how low the heli was going, I will have no doubt it could be one of the factors. And you see, Johnny, why is it that as a country, we don't have our own aviation accident bureau? And I want to challenge you that we do. It's not properly resourced. Just send your people after this interview to go and look at the Ghana Air Accident Investigation Bureau and the state it is in. But what our leaders are interested in is flashy V8 conferences and what have you.
On 3FM.
The allocation of resources in this country, we the good people of this country must demand accountability now or never. Because if you look at the resources that go to our ministries, Johnny, about 60% are spent on consultants, conferences, and what have you. And very mega goes into the very purposes for which these things were formed. The aircraft we are talking about, Johnny, just some time ago in Kubungu, it malfunctioned. Did we take any cue from that? What do we do after those reported incidents? And this one is of the Chinese stock. And if you know how aircrafts are made, when they say an aircraft is made of the Chinese stock, it doesn't mean all the parts comes from China. From China. Like the black box we are talking about, it is only in the U.S. such investigations can be done. For all you know, the black box is not even a Chinese owned manufacturer. And this is my problem, Johnny. It's very uncomfortable as it is. We don't learn from our mistakes. We don't learn. And I've seen that the president is repeating the same mistake.
I see.
This accident should not be the baby of the Ghana Armed Forces. No. because they are a party to what we are talking about. So how can the Ghana Armed Forces investigate its own? I've seen superior arguments that when it comes to military hardware, they don't allow civilians and whatever to come close to it. Look, we are not just talking about mere civilians. We are talking about the stakeholders and the manufacturers of the aircraft. For integrity purposes, even the Ghana government needed to have informed the manufacturer of the aircraft to send a representative so that we can get other independent-minded bodies within the civil aviation industry, including our own accident investigation bureau, and together with the military, then we find lasting solutions once and for all to some of these things. Look, I've had experience flying with the internal aircraft. Johnny, I don't want to mention names because of commercial damages to the brand and things. The moment the flight leaves, you are in the hands of God until you land. You make the noise, nobody listens. Where are our regulators? Do we always have to wait when things happen? We do a knee-jerk reaction and cry crocodile tears. And Johnny, look at the state of our roads. When we call for building institutions, we are not calling for institutions for individuals. We are calling for institutions that work for everybody. These unfortunate gallant men who died in service, it could have been any of us, Johnny. You are a journalist. Maybe you could have been invited to cover a program and you would have been in this flight. So this would be an awakening call for we as a country to do things right. Even look at the state of our roads. The road from Accra to Kumasi, if it was double lane, you could use 2 hours to get to Kumasi, 30 minutes to Obuasi. You didn't need to fly and in the heli under these conditions. Look at the state of our meteorological services. We don't even have advanced equipment. Sometimes we go onto the computer and use some uncertified software just to give an idea of what will happen. So I think that we are not learning. And the political class, Johnny, you see, politics are so divided as a country. Have you observed that? Even in this time of national tragedy, politics is at play. Have you gone through social media and people who should know better and the kind of things they are saying? Look, mental health is real in this country, Johnny. Akpalu and Co.
Right.
As a matter of agency, our mental health institutions should accost this man and examine him properly. That is all I can say on him. He's my senior brother, and by my northern training, I don't insult elderly people. But when you see that somebody needs help, and you don't call for help for that person, and something happened to the person, you will not be doing the person any good. That's why I'm using your esteemed media platform to call on the psychiatric institutions in Ghana to reach out to Akpalu and help him. He needs serious help.
Are you? I don't understand what you said.
Johnny.
Yes.
I am saying that there are mental people in suit in this country today. Because they are in suit doesn't mean they don't have mental issues. And your actions or inactions will determine whether you need mental help or you don't need mental help. That's why I am calling on the psychiatric institution in this country to reach out to Akpalu. He needs help.
I see.
Because if he dies today, we'll be mourning him.
I see.
We didn't help him.
Before I let you go quickly in a minute, there have been suggestions that this event, unfortunate tragedy, should be the turning point for us in our fight against Galamsey. In 1 minute, what do you say?
Precisely, we can lose these gallant men
Sunrise on 3
and
FM.
lose the fight on Galamsey. Then we have lost on the two fronts. We have lost on the two fronts. So government should go hard. It doesn't matter who is involved. And if Galamsey still persists after this calamity, after this time of national tragedy, then this country is lost. Democracy will not work for us. And we have to look for another system of governance. And even I was talking about something before you came to with this question, Johnny.
We have to wrap up so we bring other guests in.
Beyond the issuance of statements.
Right.
I was thinking that
Sunrise on 3
this is the time we come together as a country. When they organized the wreath laying ceremony, I didn't see the minority leader there. Meanwhile, a colleague of his died in this tragic incident. I didn't see the immediate former defense minister there. It would have been a period where former appointees who left government just 6 months ago would have been at the seat of government and we mourn these people. But it looks as if it's the loss of the NDC and just mere statements are being issued. You see how politics are so divided as so we have to watch it, Johnny.
I hear you.
And moving forward, security-wise, the president needs to sit up. I don't want to bring any comments now that will kind of
we'll have to
investigations while the investigation is active.
Right. That's
good. Way that they bring out a very good proposal.
That's good. Mr. Emmanuel Cotton, Executive Director, Africa Center for Security and Counterterrorism, we're grateful for your time. Let's go on to the other phone line and speak with Mr. Benjamin Owusu. He's an aircraft safety engineer, CEO of Crowley Aviation Consult. Good morning, sir. Grateful that you could speak to us this morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. And first of all, let me begin by asking you how you took the news of the crash.
In fact, it was a Black Wednesday. I mean, I was so down. If you look at the gallant
best in the morning
sons of Ghana that we lost, it's very devastating. Very, very devastating. It's an unfortunate situation.
Now, there have been many talks about whether or not the aircraft was okay, in good health, whether it was not, whether we should blame the weather or whether we should blame the operators of the aircraft. A preliminary comments from you, who should we lay the blame on?
With this unfortunate situation, definitely, there will be a whole lot of comments here and there. As of Wednesday, even today, we all know the weather wasn't looking good, but you can't really say that is exactly what happened. Fortunately for us, the black box has been retrieved.
Sunrise on
And the black box is a device that has two main components. It has the flight data recorder.
That's right.
Which captures the technical data, such as the speed of the helicopter at the time of crash, the altitude, the engine performance.
Right.
And then the other component is the cockpit voice recorder, which records the audio from the cockpit, including the pilot conversations. And so if data analysis is done on this device, the investigators will be able to, come up with what really went wrong. And based on that, we will be able to know whether the helicopter itself initially may have some maintenance quarter problem, or maybe perhaps it was due to pilot error, or maybe due to the bad weather that caused the accident. And so during the investigation, the investigators will definitely go for the training file of the crew on board. And then obviously they have training policy. They will go through to see whether they comply with all their training policy and so on and so forth.
Right.
So we should exercise patience and see what results and the recommendations that will come out from after the investigation. But obviously, looking at how the weather was, one will straight on say that, okay, perhaps it may be due to the bad weather.
Right.
Because poor weather conditions also increases the risk for helicopter operations. And so that is what people are saying, which one may say, well, looking at the weather, it could be so. But then the investigation and then the black box data analysis will give us the exact information as to what went wrong.
Now, if you listen to the arguments that are being made, some are even suggesting that, and these are lay people, suggesting that the Z9 helicopter was not the best that could have been used for such a thing if we really wanted to protect their lives aboard. You are the engineer. What do you say?
Yes, with the Z9 helicopter, well, even though it's Chinese manufactured, the principle is like the French Dolphin AS365. And I also heard about this information. So I did some few research on this particular helicopter. And there was an incident in Cambodia, but that was as far back 2014. And then I also saw some information on the same Z9 at the Pakistani Navy helicopter, which in the report that I read, they were saying that, and I quote, they say that, however, instead of enhancing operational capability, these helicopters have become a symbol of chronic failure and compromised performance. And this is from a report that that I saw on the net, which was just July 2025, on this particular type of helicopter. But then, like I said, after the investigation, we'll be able to know whether these type of machines are conducive for our environment. So let's patiently wait for what the outcome will be from the investigation.
I see. Now, again, the conversation about regular maintenance and overuse of the aircraft, if there's anything like that in the lifespan, what have you to say about the Z9?
Yes. The year of manufacture, as I checked, was 1981. But then, you see, in aviation industry, there is this, when we know in the aviation industry, we have the military aviation and civil aviation. Now, if you look at the civil aviation, there's the maintenance program that the operator is supposed to develop from the manufacturer's maintenance planning document or the maintenance review board report. That is what the state authority will approve for the engineers to use to conduct maintenance on the aircraft. When you come to military, of course, they use the maintenance planning document. They use the direct one right from the manufacturers. And so once you religiously follow the maintenance, according to what the program says, you will be okay by flying it. However, if the aircraft gets to a certain age, then it is classified as aging aircraft. And so you also have an aging aircraft maintenance program in addition to the approved maintenance program or the manufacturer's maintenance planning document. I mean, let me break it down. Assuming you have a component that must be checked on, let's say, every 50 landings or every 50 flight hours, because the aircraft have now entered into the category of aging aircraft, that it means that the frequency of checking that component will be reduced. So maybe the aging program will say every 20 hours, check that component. So meaning that by the time it gets to each 50 hours where you now check the component itself,
right,
you may have carried out aging aircraft twice. You have done 20 hours, another 20 hours.
Right.
Before you do the 50 hours. You know, so, and it's expensive. Once the aircraft it goes into the category of aging aircraft, it becomes very expensive to maintain it. Because now you have the aging maintenance program to to work with, and then at the same time have the aircraft maintenance program also to work with.
Now,
so it all depends on the commitment of the management within the organization.
Right. The information we got also was that, in fact, the initial statement that the Ghana Armed Forces issued to the public was that the aircraft went off the radar. Is that normal?
Yes, you know, every aircraft has a weather radar as one of the navigational instruments in which the crew they use that in detecting the weather ahead of them, and also the control center also have an equipment which they monitor the movement of all the various aircraft. That is an equipment which is used in the aviation industry, and so like. For instance, if you go to Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, their traffic controllers also have that equipment. And so you are able to monitor, and now you tell the aircraft within the airspace the height that they have to go, to be able to make way for others to fly either on top of it or below it. And so if your aircraft is lost on the radar, it's saying that there is a problem. Meaning that now there is no communication between your aircraft and the control center.
Right.
That was why they said that it vanished on their radar at a certain point. Meaning that there has been a distress situation on the aircraft.
Now, again, we learned that the aircraft had about 3 hours worth of fuel. Could it have hovered around for some time to make the clouds clear before proceeding? Would it have made sense?
Yes, the fuel, perhaps the refueling that was done on the helicopter is for maybe the journey in and then the journey out. So with what has happened, everybody says, what if they have hovered, in the airspace? What if they have done this? What if they have done that? Like I said, the black box data analysis will tell us the characteristics of the aircraft, how the crew responded. And then their training files will also give a story of the crew. And that is when now you can draw up a proper technical conclusion that, yes, this is what went wrong.
Now, in closing, the investigations, the president has commissioned a committee to investigate what happened. This would include also the military. There are thoughts that the military cannot be investigating its own self, given the fact that they were the ones who owned the aircraft and also used the aircraft to carry these persons. Unfortunately, they have also lost some personnel. What is your view on this as our final thought on this matter?
Yes. With the investigation, it depends on the personnel that the president has selected for them to form the investigation committee or the board to investigate. Now, when it comes to the civil aspect of it, that is by, complying with the ACAO standard and recommended practices. So ACAO has annexes. And Annex 13 is for aircraft accident investigation, which states that every state must have an independent investigation board. That is why we have our aircraft accident investigation bureau established at cantonments. I guess so, yes, at the cantonments where civil aviation training school used to be. And so maybe they may draw up members from the AIB to assist in the investigation, or maybe retired Air Force officers who really have experience and have maybe gone through the investigation course or program. They can be members of the investigation team to conduct the investigation. And so if they want assistance from the AIB, why not? They can invite them to also be part of the investigation team. But when it comes to the civil aspect, the AIB is an independent body that in case of any accident on a civil aircraft, they they will conduct it. So if, for instance, there is an accident in Ghana, which, let's say, involves a foreign registered aircraft, because it occurred in Ghana, Ghana is classified as state of occurrence. And then the aircraft registration, if, for instance, it's registered in another country, then the state of registry will also be part of the investigation team. So normally the team is formed based on the registration of the aircraft. But this is a situation where it is our own Ghana Air Force aircraft. So the committee will maybe, for where I stand, I would say that perhaps there may be some of the retired Air Force staff and pilots and engineers, maybe getting some personnel from AIB, or the government can also choose to also invite an expert to be part of this thing, to be able to, conduct very fair investigation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benjamin Owusu, Aircraft Safety Engineer. We're grateful that you could speak to us this morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And thanks for having me.
Grateful as always. It's 46 minutes after 9 here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Johnny Hughes. We'll go on to the phone line now and speak with the CEO of Wembley Sports Construction Company Limited, Mr. Robert Tete Coleman. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
Good morning, my good friend Johnny. How are you?
I'm greater than Accra, even though we're in low spirits because of the demise of some politicians and some military personnel. I know that you were closely knit with some of the persons who are no more with us because of the plane crash. What tribute have you to share?
Let me say good morning to your esteemed listeners once again, and to say that Wednesday was a Black Wednesday, and personally, I am extremely devastated because of my closeness with three of the persons who lost their lives. I'm talking about Honorable Mutala, I'm talking about Honorable Samuel, or Dr. Samuel, and then I'm also talking about Honorable Omani Boama. These are people that I am very close to. And indeed, on Tuesday, I spoke to Honorable Muntala, wanting to go and meet him for a discussion on a very important issue. The alacrity at which he responded to the call and asked, and I remember vividly what he said to me, Coleman, if you are ready now, come with your team. I'm ready to meet you. And I said to him, Honorable, we are not ready now. We'll be coming on Friday. And he said, okay, that will be good because he will be traveling on Wednesday. Little did I know that was the last time I was speaking to my good friend. Let me use this opportunity to extend my condolences to his beloved wife and children and the entire family. And also to use this opportunity to express my condolences also to Honorable Mani Boama, because I met him the last time at UPSA during Professor Mills's anniversary. And I was even talking to him and asking him why he doesn't have military personnel with him. And he said, he don't need them. I know how he's very modern and he would not want to use them. And then we laughed over it. So this time, the wife and the children, and especially the mother, my condolences to them. Honorable Samuel has been a very good father of mine. I also met him the same day when we went to Mills' anniversary. So my condolences to the entire family, and more importantly, His Excellency the President, because I know how he feels about this. Yesterday he said it was a personal loss to him. That should tell you how close he is with most of the people who have lost their life. I also want to extend my condolences to the gallant soldiers who have also lost their life, and then the parliamentary candidates, all the 8. We say the good Lord look for a perfect place for them to rest. But having said that, John,
yes,
I have a very critical issue to deal with, and
which is,
let me say that I am devastated and extremely disgusted about the way and manner the reportage on the demise of these gallant people have been carried out in this country. I find it extremely repugnant that people will lose their life, and the alacrity, the impunity by which people decided to circulate the pictures, the gory pictures, I find extremely, extremely bad. People are dead, and you have people sharing those pictures. These are people who have families, they have loved ones. And you see, my issue is even not with social media, even though I have issues with people who are circulating those pictures. But I take strong exception to media houses in this country who should know better. Look, if you go to the Media Commission or NCA now, and they should give you the records on Wednesday between the hours of 12 to 4 o'clock, and we play back, you will see a lot of TV stations as victims. Social media blockers also taking advantage and posting. I find it extremely bad. You see, when you do that, you offend the sensibilities of the family.
Right.
And I call it monstrous wickedness. So, Johnny, I know you don't have time, but let me say to you, I have directed, and I've spoken to my lawyer this morning, the person of Professor Ernest Abuchi.
Right.
And I want to sponsor or initiate a private members' bill to Parliament for us to regulate these things. Because if common sense is not prevailing, the only thing that we can use to regulate is to have a law. Because as it stands now, we have a law on sexual indecency and all that.
That's right.
But we don't have a law on specific psychological traumatization when it comes to these things. And therefore, it is high time we regulate on it so that it becomes an offense for people to do that. And most of the media houses are all victims. What kind of callousness is that? Johnny, what kind of callousness is that? You see, we have to respect the dead. I am doing this not because of anything, because I would not want this thing to reoccur again. Because I'm talking about the prevalence and the preponderance at which we have taken it upon ourselves, and everybody wants to report first.
Right.
You remember when these young girls, may their soul rest in peace, and are not reminding their families, they were burnt to death in East Legon.
Right.
We had the fire service itself and people streaming its life when people are suffering. I condemn it in no uncertain terms, and that is why I have decided. And this morning, I also spoke to a very good friend of mine who is an MP. I'm looking for my MP in Adenta. I have called him. I'm not getting him. But Edem Agbana,
right, MP for Ketu North,
is going to help us in this direction.
Okay, I hear you, Mr. Robert Coleman. I'm grateful that you could speak to us this morning, and thank you very much indeed. That's Robert Zeta Coleman, CEO of Wembley Sports Construction. He spoke with us this morning. He says he's determined to engineer a private members bill, no matter how, and to get some decency in the space. We're grateful for your time, sir.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Pleasure. We have just a few minutes to go, but first, a few messages.
Always busy on the go. Tap the app, you're good to go. Big dreams, little time. There's a boat for you to ride. Every single time, While the air runs, so link up for more. Hop in a boat and get out and explore. There's a boat for you to ride. Make moves and flow. Use code KEEPMOVING50 for 50% off your first 3 rides. Download the boat app now. Make moves and flow.
everyone. Prices continue to drop at Electroland Ghana Limited. CDF Picky promotion on Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO Electronics. Get a NASCO 24-inch LED flat for $899 Ghana cedis. Starting from 2,999 Ghana cedis, you can get 6 kg NASCO washing machine plus a free gas stove. And the Media Inverter 1.5 HP R410 Unicool split comes with a free blender. And when you purchase 65, 75, and 85 TCL QD Mini LED 4K TVs, you will get a free TCL FHD Smart Android TV. Now buy a Samsung 578, 582, and 636-liter side-by-side refrigerators and walk away with free microwave grill. Go to our showrooms and dealer stores across Ghana now. Call 050-315-9739 or www.electrolandgh.com for inquiries.
Sunrise FM, the best in the morning. The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM.
And it's time for us to pack and go. Today is the second day of the 3-day national mourning in honor of 8 departed persons, 2 cabinet ministers, 1 astute politician, in fact 2 astute politicians, Deputy National Security Coordinator, Deputy Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization, 2 commissioned officers of the Ghana Air Force, and 1 other rank, squadron leader, a flying officer, and a sergeant. Sorry to burst your bubble if you were fired up for tomorrow's Family Fun Day Out, 3FM Family Fun Day Out. It's been postponed because we want to respect the 3-day national mourning that has been declared by the state. In good time, we shall give you the good information that you require. We shall party when the dust settles. I want to say thank you to Nestle Golden Morn. We appreciate you. Hashtag Ghana Morns. Hashtag 3FM Family Fun Day Out. Tomorrow there will be a national vigil that will happen at the forecourt of the State House. Dr. Edward Omani Boama, Comrade Murtala Mohammed, Squadron Leader Anala, Sergeant Mensah, all the other guys. Oh, may they rest in peace. And just to let you know that this morning on Johnny's Bite, we announced 2 car numbers that were misbehaving with the police. One hit a policeman on his motorbike. The other had a policeman squatting on the bonnet while the car was moving. Car number GT774422 is an ash Honda CRV. The issue we see here is that your roadworthy certificate has expired. That's why you are avoiding the police. Well, the police know where you are. What we do know is that your license plates have been blocked. Your name is Ahiadome Emmanuel Kwesi. Don't joke with Johnny's Bite. They have the scorecards. And every day is a scorecard day. The other card number is GW233213. That's GW233213. You also have expired roadworthy certificate. It's a Toyota Camry, it's a sea blue, private use. Your name is Selassie Akakpo. The police are looking for you. If you know what's good, submit yourself. If you joke and we find you, we will go and do Kokonsai, they will catch you. But let's get on to birthday now. A special birthday shout out to my beloved mom, Madame Agnes Agbedi. I hope I got it right. Madame Agnes Agbede. I hope I got it right. Agbede, Ashite of Teshi, of St. Bartholomew Anglican Church, Teshi. Mama, I love you. This from your son, Uriah Tete. Mommy, we love you. Happy birthday also to Francis Mkiwa Asante. Francisca Mkiwa Asante. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday. It's from Wandela. And also to you, Rose Abena Abuajiwa. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday. One more time, a happy special birthday, the beloved mom of my good brother Uriah Tete, Agnes Agbede Ashite of Teshi, St. Bartholomew Anglican Church, inside the corner. Happy birthday. My name is Johnny Hughes. I'll see you next week. It's been a dark and gloomy one. There's light at the end of the tunnel. May the families of the deceased be comforted in these trying times. And may all of us as a people be uplifted. No, when there is no comfort, we shall find comfort. And whenever seed rise, as my father says, we go by land. My name is Johnny Hughes. On behalf of the rest of the team, have a great weekend.